So today we're going to talk about the Belgium coins. I'll just get them. I know there'll probably be some people thinking, why is he not wearing gloves? Well, honestly, I have no idea. I never do that. Welcome to Square Coinman presents Square Coins, and this time we will present square coins from Belgium. Belgium as a country never had square coins, but the town of Ghent in Belgium had square coins during the First World War. The first thing we do is have a look at where is Belgium. It's under the Netherlands, next to Germany. It borders a little bit to Luxembourg, and then it has a very big border with France. And Belgium was neutral during the First World War. Sadly enough, this was not respected by Germany, and because of that, they decided to invade Belgium, or actually they wanted to invade France, but to go to France they had to go through Belgium. On the 4th of August in 1914 they invaded, and Ghent, which is a reasonable big town in Belgium, got very quickly occupied by the Germans and was used partly for shipping in and out of soldiers, for hospitals, for casernes, and also for forcing people to work for the Germans. And of course, everything that the Germans could use was taken, among others, a copper roof of a church. The first coin we will look at is the 50 cents. The mintage was 512,773, and it's a brass-plated iron coin. Now, the reason why it's iron is obvious because all the copper in town was pretty much taken by the Germans, so there was no copper or nickel available to make coins. And we're going to have a look at the size. Now, the diameter of a coin, when it's a square coin, is always measured from corner to corner. The 50 cent coins, or the 50 centimes, is 20.5 millimeter. But, as you will see later, this is not always the case. And the weight is 2.3 gram. But there are publications that say that the weight is 2.25 gram. I will show you a little bit later why that is the case. So here we have two versions of the 50 cent coin. And if you look at the right, you can see that the 50 is rather thick. And if you look at the left, you can see it's a thinner version. Also, you can see, but I will show that on some pictures later, there is rather a big rim around the 50 coin. You can see that here. Now, let's go to the next slide. Here again, you can see this rather thick rim, and you can see it's missing by the thin 50. You can also see that it's thinner, and there is pretty much no edge here, which is a pity because it damaged a lot of the lettering around it. I will explain in a few seconds what it actually says, but here you can see 1915, and that is maybe a little bit better on this one, 1915, and it says cent from Centimes here. On the back side we can see a lion, which is the symbol of the town of Ghent, and it also stands for bravery. And then here is written, let me see if I can find the mouse, which I can't. Yeah, there it is. Stad Ghent, which is Dutch for the town of Ghent. And here Ville du Gant, which is French for Stad of Ghent or the town of Ghent. On this picture, you might be able to see that there is quite a difference in thickness. And we continue. Here we have the lion very clearly, and again we can read the text quite well on this sample. Now here is written uitbetaalbaar op 1 januari 1917, and translated it's Dutch, and it means reimbursable on the 1st of January 1917. Here you can actually see the 1917 quite nicely. It is obviously also written in French. Yeah. And as you can see, these are probably the most ugly and crude coins you will find, but they're still very charming. They have quite a lot of history. It was definitely not easy to make coins in a place that wasn't used to make coins, and they are really, really crude and ugly. Now we're going to have a look at the 2 franc coin. The mintage was 313,709. Again, brass plated iron, and the size is 33 millimeters from corner to corner. And because they only use the same die, they actually have the same weight and the same size, which is quite nice. As you can see, uitbetaalbaar op 1 januari 1917. Now the reason why people wrote reimbursable on the 1st of January 1917 was because they were convinced that by that time the war would be over, and then they could be exchanged for normal coins again. And you probably wonder, why did I jump from 50 cents to 2 francs? Wasn't there a 1 franc coin? Well, yes, there was a 1 franc coin, and we'll come to that now. This is the back with the lion, and here is the 1 franc coin. Now, you probably wonder, why is there a round coin in a square coin series? Well, they made a square coin, but because of technical difficulties, they actually never released it. They made a few of the square coins, the 1 franc, and I'll come to that, but decided that that was too difficult. So they decided to make a 1 franc round one, because that was easier. Now, few things we notice here. On the bottom, we can see that this one is redeemable in 1919, which probably indicates that by the time they started making this one, they didn't believe that it would be finished, the war would be finished by 1917, but first by 1919. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. We have the town of Ghent, we have the lion, and it's uitbetaalbaar in 1919. Okay, so we continue, and now we're going to have a look at what happened with the 1 franc square coin. The mintage of this one is only 1,000, which is of course a very, very limited number. And they were made of copper. And the reason why they were made of copper is because they were actually made in 1920. Then they were gilded with a thin layer of gold. They measure 25 millimeters from corner to corner, and the weight is 4.1 gram. And as I said, they are actually made in 1920. But if you look at it, you will be able to see that it says 1915, 1 franc. And otherwise, it's pretty much the same story. Uitbetaalbaar op 1 januari 1917. These coins, they say 1 franc, but they were actually sold for 3 francs because the money, the extra money, was used for charity. Lots of poverty, lots of people hungry, lots of people wounded after the First World War. So there were a lot of charities that came up with ingenious ways to get some extra money. And selling 1,000 coins that were relatively cheap for 3 francs was actually a brilliant idea. We look at the backside. Now, here is a picture of the designer, Geo Verbank. He was born in Ghent and he was very famous for making grave monuments, statues, and medallions. And he was the one that designed the coins. It's definitely not his best work. But if you ever go to Ghent or if you ever go to Belgium, definitely go to Ghent, have a look. It's a beautiful town. Really a lot of things to see. It's wonderful to walk around there. And they have coin shops, so you can always pop in the coin shop if you think the other things are not so nice. Now let's talk about prices. As you can see, the 1 franc gilded coin is it's among the most expensive square coins you can find. There are a few that are more expensive. I have a few gold coins that obviously simply due to gold value are expensive, and I have a few that are extremely rare and therefore also are very expensive. But the Belgian coins are among the most expensive ones. Now, I am here by MA Shops. It's a group of coin shops that use a website. I have used it a few times. I definitely don't want to recommend anything. It's up to yourself where you want to find your coins, but this is just to give you an idea what kind of prices are we talking about. We're talking about, for the cheapest one, 255 euros, which is above 300 American dollars, and then all the way up to 475 euros. Now we have a look at the 2 franc coins. Here's one for 70 euros plus 10 shipping. This is also from MA Shops, and the lower part you can see that is on eBay, and on eBay they cost about, the one we look at costs $140. Then the combination of the 2 franc and the 1 franc coin is actually $120. And now we have a look at the 50 cents. And the 50 cents, also this is an eBay listing. I just had a quick look. What do they go for? And don't buy the first or the best. Have a look. There are many places where you can find the 50 cents and the 2 franc ones. The 50 cent, the cheapest 50 cents is $27, and the slightly more expensive one is $30. Now, if you want to learn more about square coins, I can recommend World Square Coins 1900 to 2000. It covers all the square coins in the world, and I'll be using that in this series every now and then. Now, last but not least, please like and subscribe and come back to learn more about square coins.